The Coleman 334BH. Folks, if you're looking to sleep a lot of people, this is one that you are going to watch. The bunk room is capable of sleeping 5. You can have another 3 out in the main living area, plus 2 up front, a huge outside kitchen, and direct access to the bathroom. And welcome back, folks. Again, this is the 2021 Coleman Lantern 334BH. And I personally really like this floor plan. As I mentioned, it's great for sleeping a lot of people. You have a lot of space. If you notice, it's pretty open kind of through here, right? Like it's really big because of the slide out here in the main living area. And then when we go back to the bunk room, you'll see there's a slide back there too. So, you have slides kind of on almost this whole wall, which really helps open up the entire camper. And when you do that, it allows more space for things like this, a big kitchen. You can see how much countertop space you have in the 334. Now, in its usable space, you can get, if you want like a sink top cover here, you can get like a drying rack, so you can use this as prep space if you want. More importantly, you have this right here, and this is big for me because this is where I will do most of my prep, right here. I like having actual countertop space when available. I love sink top covers. I love, having a cutting board there, but this is what I'm really looking for. Plus, if you need a little bit of extra space, need to be able to set something off to the side, you get the recessed cooktop with the glass cover. Now, this simply folds up and back, and it just kind of rests against the back wall like that, and this kind of doubles as a backsplash just because it's so easy to clean. What you'll notice, though, is you do get the backsplash right behind. You kind of have that wall board, runs the whole length back there. It's nice and high, too, so that, if you do get like some high grease splatters, still easy to clean those up. If we take a look at the cooktop itself, it is a 3-burner cooktop, the front one high output. The knobs light up if you like the blue light look or you just want a courtesy light at night. And then, of course, the oven underneath. So if you want to cook, some casseroles or whatever else you want to toss in there, maybe some twice-baked potatoes, you can do that. Also, taking a look at the drawer space, you will see not 1, not 2, but 3 drawers, and the bottom 2 are nice and deep. So if you do have larger items, maybe a spot for some of your hand towels, right, where they're a little bit bulkier, you have space for them in those drawers. And then underneath the gorgeous sink, which we'll get to in just a moment, you will also see that you have plenty of space for a trash can, and that's a huge win for me. I hate when I have to have my trash bags, tied to a pole or, a knob. I want it to be able to be hidden. I want to tuck it away. I don't want to smell it, and that gives me the ability to do so there. And then, of course, right above it, as I mentioned, is that gorgeous stainless steel farm-style apron front sink. And I really like this look. I think it brings a lot to the aesthetic of the kitchen. This combined with the seamless countertops to get rid of that T-mold, less chance for that to, of course, it won't pop off and less chance for any water getting in there. Plus, it allows you to undermount the stainless steel bowl. You can see that right here. And so not only does that look nicer, because it certainly does, but also it's a lot easier for cleanup, right? You're over here, you're chopping up your peppers, you're going to town, you got a bunch of waste there. If you want, you can open it up, scoop it into the trash can, or if you just want something quicker, just whoop, right into the sink for right now, right? Cleaning off the countertop, you got some coffee grounds, boom, right into the sink. Super simple. So I'm a big fan of having the undermount sink. Otherwise, your other option, folks, just in case you don't know, is you have to be top mount and you have that lip. Then you go to, sweep stuff in there and all those crumbs get stuck along that lip. Eventually, that'll break down. It just becomes a pain. So undermount for me is a big thing, especially with the upgraded countertops. Underneath, more storage there. This gives you pots and pan storage also. If you want to use that bottom to kick your shoes off and toss them in there, you can. The other option, if you're looking for a place for your shoes, would be right here underneath the fireplace. You can see, I can, not a ton of space, but if you want to kick them to the side like that, you can probably fit, maybe 2 pair under there. So, the one underneath here gives you more storage, but if you just want to throw a couple under there, you can. For electrical outlets, I love the fact that they are on the wall. That way you don't have to have a cord hanging from your cabinets, right? They're just built right in here, super convenient. Perfect spot for a coffee maker. You have all this space here. So you can put it here, which gives you all that over there as prep space, or if you do want it over there, you can put like a drying rack or something back here for your dishes. So a lot of people, don't see the value of having this space behind the sink, but for me, there's a number of different things you can do with it. You'll also see USB ports there, so if you need to charge, cell phone or tablet, something like that, it does give you a convenient spot to do it. Of course, your control panel is up nice and high. This is another thing that I really enjoy when we're talking about bunk models. I don't know about you guys, but something about red buttons and kids, right, they're going to start flipping those on. So having those up high and out of the way helps prevent any kind of burnouts or anything like that of your water heater. You know, they're not messing with your slides while you're at the campsite. So I do enjoy when manufacturers put them up a little higher. Across the top, rather than wood, you have the frosted glass, helps break up the wood look. As for storage, I'll open that up. You can see there is plenty of room for full-size plates, right? If you're bringing residential plates, you have space for them. Microwave there, you have your streamlined gray stone hood here, of course, right above the cooktop, right where you would expect it to be. Coming a little bit further, we get into the GE residential refrigerator. We'll open that bad boy up. You can see that, you know, this is a great refrigerator, nice and big. It is condenser driven, which is a pretty big deal. So, you know, I do like having the larger refrigerator there. Super simple and easy travel lock. Just flip it over like so. We'll open this up. And again, pantry space, folks. Pantry for days. You have to, you know, again, you can sleep a lot of people in here. Chances are you're going to be bringing a lot of food. You're going to want a place for that. And this gives you plenty of space for all those s'more fixings and Pop-Tarts and everything else that you want to bring with you. Right there is your thermostat. This one does have a ducted AC in the ceiling as well as ducted heat ducts throughout the floor. And so that way you don't have any hot spots or cold spots in the RV, and both of them run off that singular unit. Before we head to the back, I do want to show you this too. And the thing I like about this is take a look up top. You have a hanging rod. Far too often, when we look at bunk models, especially bunk houses, you can sleep a ton of people, but you just don't have any room for clothes. But here, you have a couple of drawers, you have the hanging rod there, and when we go to the back, I'll show you that you have more storage so that you have plenty of storage space in here. You also get an actual door. I don't know about you, but again, my kiddos generally go to bed before I do. When it's a curtain, there's a bunch of light coming in, there's, you know, a ton of sound. I'm not saying the door is going to stop all that, but it certainly does help. So I do prefer a door over just a curtain. Coming into the bathroom, couple things here. One, foot flush lever toilet, and what you'll notice, folks, is I have plenty of leg room. I'm 6 foot tall, I have plenty of leg space, good space for the shoulders here as well. I'm not bumping into anything. I also have direct access to the outside, as I said in the very beginning of the video. And I like this, again, is if the kids need to use the bathroom, boom, they can come right in here, do their thing, head right back out, or whether it's you or your guests, whatever, you're not bringing all that dirt and mud and sand through the entire camper. You'll also see that you have a pretty big bowl, and that's important, you know, for when you're washing your hands or if you're brushing your teeth. I've actually been in some campers before when you brush your teeth and you have whatever's left over and you go to spit, right? The bowl doesn't come out far enough and you'll bang your head on the medicine cabinet, and that can be a pain. You end up doing like one of these to try to make it happen, but here it is a lot easier. Of course, mirrored medicine cabinet up top too. You'll notice that it is, you know, an actual medicine cabinet. It's not like a plastic one they just slapped up there. You know, they actually have like the wrapped wood in there, and it looks a lot higher end. Of course, storage underneath as well as plumbing access. The thing I like about this, again, is there is enough space for a trash can in there. Robe hook on that wall, that is worth mentioning, so you have a place to hang up your towels. Taking a step in the shower here, you will see that, you know, again, I'm 6 foot tall. I have plenty of space. There's a hand wand right there. The only thing, you know, I kind of wish, because this is a bunk model, I kind of wish this would have been a tub, you know, just in case the kids needed a bath. You know, of course, I prefer to shower just because it's easier to step up in and out of, but sometimes I do enjoy the bath for the little ones. Then there is a shelf right there. You probably won't be able to fit much shampoo or soap or anything on there, but, you know, maybe it'll hold a shower beer if you need one of those while you're camping. You know, but again, it does give you a little bit of space to set something on. And then back in the bunk room, as I mentioned, folks, here's your slide. This is what really helps open this space up and help make this floor plan happen. So you have 3 beds on this side. One of them is this one right here. This will be the one for the smallest kiddo. The reason being you have a weight limit of 150 pounds on this one, okay? So, you know, if you start to get into some older teenagers, things like that, they probably won't fit up here. But if they're little kiddos, this is perfect. They generally prefer the top anyway. And this does fold up and lock out of the way. So that way, if you want to, you know, get like a bunch of pillows and kind of line them up along the wall there, this can kind of be like a day bed, right? You can kind of turn it into a sofa. I'll turn this on and see, of course, there is a light. Right underneath that light is dual USB port. So, you know, if again, it's a rainy day, kids want to be back here on a tablet, something like that, gives you the ability to do that. When I lift this bed up, what you'll see is storage underneath. Take a look at that. So you do have good storage space here too. And what you can do is, maybe get some like really small, some thin totes, put them down in there, and it gives you a spot where you can set some clothes. So that's pretty great. Then underneath that bed, take a look, right there is another mattress. So you can pull this one out and you'll have another mattress back here. So you're able to sleep 3 people on this side. Then you have the 4th one right across the way. As far as size, I do want to lay here just to kind of show you, because a lot of times this is super small. Now, I can't stretch completely out, but pretty close. Being 6 foot tall, I mean, if I get a pillow right here, I can kind of curl my head up a little bit, or if I have to, if I need this to be straight, curl my legs up a little bit and make it happen. So while it may not be the most comfortable bed in the world for a 6 foot adult, it is still manageable, which is nice. And then right above that is a 300-pound weight capacity bed there. This one's a little bit wider, so you do get a little more space on here than you do on this one or on the top bunk on the other side. You'll see storage right there. Also storage behind the built-in ladder so that they didn't waste any space. A couple of drawers, and again, storage galore back here, folks. Take a look at that. A ton of storage here in that 334BH. You want to, put like a duffel bag or 5 in there, right? You can put some duffel bags in there for some of your clean clothes. It just gives you a lot of space for kids' clothes, which a lot of bunk models are missing out on. So I think that, personally, for me, is great. Now let's talk about the super slide, because there's a couple things in here that are interesting as well. One of them is the U-shaped dinette. So I have a lot of people that really want a U-shaped dinette. Like, Ian, I have a big family, I want a U-shaped dinette, and I get it, right? Because at first glance you think, oh, well, you can fit a ton more people around here. Now, for meals, that's not necessarily the case, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so for me, and maybe, if you're a little bit skinnier than I am, you can fit more people, but the biggest issue becomes with the knees. If you take a look underneath, you'll see where my knees are. So you can have one person here, one person on the other side, and probably at max 2 right back here. The other thing I'm going to show you is this. Now again, if you're a little bit skinnier, this might not be a big deal. But for me, I don't have a lot of space between the table and the wall, okay? So this is a U-shaped dinette, but not all U-shaped dinettes are built the same. So right back here would have to be kiddos. You can still fit 4 people here. Now the neat thing about this one though, is if you want to transform this into a standard dinette, you can. If you take a look underneath the table right here, you will see that there are flanges on both sides. And what that's for is you can remove these ones, you can flip the table, put the post in on that side. This back part right here actually comes out, and then you just have a very large standard dinette. You can see how much space you then have. So you have options, which I do like. Anytime I can kind of customize it to what I want, for me, that can be important. And so I like that it does give you those options. And of course, this does drop down into a large bed. So if you want to sleep 2 adults here, you can do that too. Now, what you'll notice is right above the table, sometimes manufacturers will put in cabinets. Instead, Coleman went with 2 large windows to help bring more natural light into the camper. You'll see that they have LED lights right above as well, so if it's nighttime, you still have light. And then, of course, next to that is our jackknife sofa. A couple things I really like about the jackknife in the Coleman Lantern series. One of them is this right here. While I have a jackknife, if I want to sit here and watch TV, great. But let's say it's just 2 of us. Take a look at this. I can take this guy, boom, drop it right down. Now I have an armrest, some cup holders there. It kind of turns it into almost a pseudo theater seating. Now a jackknife sofa does drop down into a bed, and the big advantage of jackknife is all the storage you get underneath. I'm telling you folks, this thing has a ton of storage. And it's easy to access. Take a look at this. This just drops right down. You can reach in there, grab whatever you want. Again, if you want to put some like plastic totes in there, you can do that. And then just pull them out, open it up, stuff it back in. Super simple and easy. And it's magnetic. So it goes up and down very easily too. You don't have to sit there and fight with it. Now, as you are sitting there, you want to watch TV. Cool thing about this one is I do like the accent wall. I think they did a good job with this. We'll see that again kind of as a headboard when we go into the bedroom. But the other thing I like about it is they didn't really frame it in. And what I mean by that is a lot of manufacturers will build in like a frame here and limit the size of TV. Here, you can have a huge TV. I mean, if you want to overlap the sides a little bit, it might be a little bit tougher to get into the bedroom, but you can do that. And you have plenty of height there as well. So you can get a larger TV in this floor plan if that's what you want. You'll also see the hookups for that. Of course, the multimedia center with the HDMI input, a USB input. This naturally controls the speakers in here as well as outside. And then the fireplace underneath, which not only is a great finishing touch and looks cool and, you know, kind of impresses friends and family, but also it is a space heater. So, you know, if you want to fire that guy up instead of, you know, turning on your propane, if it's just kind of getting into the temps it is right now, where, you know, you start to kind of get into fall, or maybe you're camping early in spring, that'll do a good job just to kind of help take the chill off. At the foot of the bed, again, you have doors, right? Slider doors rather than curtains. That's again, a kind of a big thing for me. I like just that feeling of having a little more privacy, and the doors for me help provide that. On both sides of the bed are mirrored wardrobes, so you do have a mirror, check yourself out. And then you'll see the hanging rod, so you have a spot to hang your clothes. Directly underneath are nightstands with drawers. You'll see the actual built-in nightstands. Now, what I like about this, folks, is this right here, this hard top. Okay, what a lot of manufacturers do is they'll just run this panel all the way through. And while the panel is fine enough, if you put too much weight on that panel, it's going to be an issue. This is actually framed, and so if you have like a CPAP machine, something like that, you can put it on there, no problem. You have a drawer underneath. You have electrical outlet and USB ports to charge anything you want to charge. Underneath the bed, I'll open this up. This is a Camper Queen bed, by the way. When I open that up, you'll see storage underneath. You can see there's enough room for a grill box right there. And last thing I want to touch on, folks, is if you want a TV in the bedroom, you do have a spot to mount it right there, and the hookups for it are right on the ceiling. With the slides closed up on the 334, I want you to see a couple things. One is the way they designed the countertop, they made it so you can still walk through here. So the slide's completely in, you have space, you can kind of shimmy on through, and that will allow you to get to the 12-volt fridge. So you can access anything that you need to in there, and as you can see, you can open it far enough that even, you know, items that are close to this side wall, you're still able to grab, and naturally, you can access the freezer. Now, at first glimpse, you'll be like, oh man, I can't get back to the bathroom, but that is not the case, because if you recall from earlier, there is that secondary entrance into the bathroom, which is another reason it is so important on this floor plan. So if you need to pull over and use the bathroom, you can just head right in from outside. Speaking of outside, let's go take a look. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at the outside of the 2021 Coleman Lantern 334BH. Right up front is the power tongue jack. This, of course, makes it easier to hook up and disconnect from the tow vehicle, because all you will have to do is flip the rocker switch to raise and lower the tongue. You'll also see it has a light for added visibility at night and manual override in the rare event that it fails. Behind that are two 20-pound propane tanks with the cover, rails for your battery. This little guy right here is solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy portable panels, plug it in right there. It's already pre-wired, and that'll trickle charge your battery. You'll also see the diamond etched plating on the front, how to protect that front end from some of the rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. And right around to the side is one of the things Coleman Lantern is very well known for, and that is the big pass-through storage. It's a couple of those things. We have interior height on Coleman Lanterns. You know, I should have mentioned that when I was in there. Big pass-through, big fresh water tanks. A lot of things to certainly love about the Coleman Lantern series. But right here, these big baggage doors allow you to fit in like grills, or if you have, you know, like some of your larger chairs, things like that, you're able to fit them in there. And if you look on the other side, folks, you'll see it's the same size door on the other side. So it doesn't matter which side you're accessing it from. If you get it in there, you can get it out. We drop down underneath. You'll see this one has your standard stabilizer jacks, but it is prepped for electric ones. Now, why is that important? So some people really like electric stabilizer jacks because they are easy. You can flip a button. Some people don't care. They're fine doing it manually, or, you know, I will never tell you to do this because manufacturers will tell you not to do it, but a lot of people will take a cordless drill, hook up a bit, and they'll run them up and down with a drill. Now, so for you, maybe having electric stabilizer jacks isn't worth it. And that's great because having the prep is just going to save you money. You don't have to worry about it. If that's not the case, if you do want the electric stabilizer jacks, having the prep means that it's already pre-wired. The electric's already pre-wired, so all they have to do is drop those jacks, put on the electric ones, hook it up. It is a lot less expensive to have them installed. So kind of the best of both worlds there. If we take a look at these steps, this one does have the solid step by LCI. A couple great things about the solid step. One is, just like the name implies, folks, it is solid. I'm over 200 pounds. I can hop up and down on here. The steps don't flex. You'll also see that the aluminum treads on there are great because they don't rust. They have grip tape if it gets a little wet. You can see here how far extended the legs are, and that's great because they're adjustable. So depending on your campsite, you can easily adjust those. And to put these steps away, all you have to do is simply fold it up just like so, boom, they lock in place. You can shut the door. You'll see this handle there. Turn that handle, that will unlock these on both sides, which allows you to bring it back down. So very simple and easy step system. You don't have to fight with it like you do on some of the other standard steps we'll see in just a second. And because that's your main entrance, they give you the upgraded stairs. Outside shower with both hot and cold water access, electrical outlet right next to that. You'll also notice the fresh tank fill. If you're going somewhere you don't have fresh water, you want to make sure you put some water in the fresh tank. That's the place to do it. Popping up top, a couple outside speakers connected to that multimedia center inside. Again, that unit is Bluetooth capable, and you will notice the power awning. So just touch a button to roll that guy out. Same thing to go back in with an LED light strip on there too. Black tank flush is super handy. Instead of sticking a hose down your black tank to wash it out, you hook it up right here. That black tank has sprayers built in, and it'll wash it out for you. This is that secondary entrance into the bathroom that I mentioned. So if you take a look right there, boom, you can head in, do your business, head right back out. And as you saw, the slides are closed. And as I said, you can just go right in there, still use the bathroom if you need to pull over. And then, you have that access even with the slides closed up. One of my favorite parts about this one is the fact that you do have the bathroom access and you get the outside kitchen. It's like the best of both worlds, right? You'll see the larger refrigerator too. That's important for me. I like to have beverages outside. They're very easy to get to here, condiments, whatever else you need. Some storage right up top. You want to put some cups in there, you can do that. Maybe you want an outside bar. You can certainly stack some bottles in there too. Electrical outlet, good countertop space, of course, your sink there, and then some drawers here as well. So if you have flatware or anything like that you want to hook up, you can do so. Now, you'll notice a couple things. One, propane quick connect right down underneath. I call this an outside kitchen. If you want to do cooking, you can do that. If you have your own grill already, you can hook it up there, or you'll see that this unit has this arm. And if you remember, underneath the bed was that box. This unit does come with a grill. So you can hook it up there, swing it out and around. You can be grilling up burgers out here, having a beverage. Life is good. You'll also notice the city water inlet there. So if you have city water connection, plug it in, good to go. And if we drop down here, you'll see the square tubular bumper with end caps. Another thing I want to show you though is this right there. You'll see this one has a fully enclosed and insulated underbelly. That's a pretty big deal. Not only will it help keep a lot of the road grime and stuff out, but hopefully some of the rodents in the off season, and it'll help keep things a little bit warmer down there in the colder seasons. Taking a look up top, you will notice this one also has backup camera prep. So that way if you want a backup camera, again, having that prep means it's already pre-wired. It's a lot easier to install, so it'll save you money on labor. Cable inlet right back here. Termination is located there. You'll see both your black and gray tank valves on it. And then lastly, if you notice right up there is your 50 amp power cord plug-in. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2021 Coleman Lantern 334BH. If you're looking for a camper to sleep a lot of people and this is the one for you, maybe you want price and availability, and that's great. We're here to help you out. All you have to do is click on the link in the description, and that will get you nearest availability. We'll have price on there, and you will be good to go. Thanks again for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.